that time, there were only 2 countries who stopped the Charter of Fundamental Rights being legally enforceable, being part of rule of law, which it is not really part of rule of law at the moment. Yet when people talk about rule of law, they talk about breaches in human rights, and that's what concerns them. So at the moment, there were 2 countries who blocked: Ireland, my country, and the UK. Ireland then withdrew its objection, and the UK has since left the EU. So it's a really old issue, and first of all as well, it is something that has come consistently in the working groups. It is one of the most endorsed recommendations on the digital platform. And in the process that has been set out for refining the citizens' recommendations, it was, and I know some working groups have incorporated this doesn't seem to have. One of the strands that was due to be incorporated were what has emerged from the working group debate and what had emerged from the digital platform. That was the 3rd column in the grid, which we haven't seen, but I know that Chair, yourself and others will have. So again, it has come through consistently. It was mentioned, I think, 7 times in one of the working groups. This is not a new issue people are looking to add, and it's really important and consistent with what has been said when we talk about rights being tangible. What makes things tangible is when there are rights that people own. So, for example, in GDPR, that citizens have rights that are owned, that they own just by virtue of being in Europe and a European citizen. And that's what the fundamental rights are, but are not legally. And that's why I think it's really important, not simply for new states. I think it was a very constructive suggestion from Mr. Schulz in relation to that, but I think also in general that we put in a line where we talk about a route, and it will, for example, in Ireland, that is a treaty change. I'd be very happy to go out and campaign for it, but then I think it would pass. So this is the question of, to say, the Charter of Fundamental Rights to be put on a legal basis so that individuals, simply by virtue of being in Europe, they know that they have these fundamental rights and that is part of the rule of law conversation. And again, that's also consistent with the really strong recommendations on anti-discrimination that the citizens have made, as I finish, and also in relation to the original recommendation around a constitution with rights as a centre point in the constitution.